I am just a figment of your imagination. Welcome back to my cozy little corner of the internet. I'm Charlie the Vampiric Barbie, your host, and today's video we are talking Men in Black. I have my oat chai latte as regular, and today we have Waters of the Caribbean, a candle I paid an extortionate amount of money for from Etsy because I have post Disney blues, so I'm hoping you can smell it. Through the screen. The vibes are all set. Without further ado,
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
the year is 1997 and we get Men in Black. And is it the science fiction action-adventure movie of the decade? Starring 90s golden boy Will Smith and Hollywood treasure Tommy Lee Jones as an alien crime-fighting duo, policing the extraterrestrial and hiding evidence of life on other planets from the citizens of planet Earth. The film is directed by ex-adult filmmaker Barry Sonnenfeld. If you did not know that, you know it now. It's loosely an adaptation of the Marvel comic book series The Men in Black by Lowell Cunningham. The comic book rights were acquired in 1992 by married showbiz couple Walter F. Parks and Laurie MacDonald. An American filmmaker Ed Solomon was then hired to write a faithful script, famous for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Parks and MacDonald wanted Sonnenfeld as a director, believing he had mastered the dark and the humorous in his Addams Family reinvention, a favourite of mine. He has the ability to be smart in a stupid way, and stupid in a smart way. However, Sonnenfeld was attached to Get Shorty in 1995, so John Landis and Quentin Tarantino were both asked to direct in the meantime, but both declined. As a result, the film was then delayed, allowing Sonnenfeld to finish his MGM mobster classic before moving on to direct this alien flick. And the film could have looked very different without the involvement of Steven Spielberg and Amblin Entertainment. Sony Pictures wanted cowboy Clint Eastwood as deadpan mentor Agent K, only for Tommy Lee Jones to then accept the role after producer Spielberg promised the script would improve, Jones believing the initial script stank, quote unquote, not capturing the original tone of the comic. But Spielberg's name on the project gave it an immediate sense of gravitas. Not only did audiences flock to cinemas with the promise of something great, actors attached themselves to the project in hopes of starring in a majestic classic. Lucky for Will Smith, Sonnenfeld's wife was a big fan of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but Smith had little desire to make another ET-centric flick after his bona fide blockbuster Independence Day in 1996, as he didn't want to make two alien movies back to back. But declining a Spielberg movie? The American great sent a helicopter to Smith, and the rest is history. Like Jones, Smith accepted the role, citing Spielberg's success as a producer. Friends star David Schwimmer declined the role, as well as Chris O'Donnell. Linda Fiorentino as Dr. Laurel Weaver, and Vincent D. Onofrino as the Bug and Rip Torn also star. That was a mouthful. Principal photography for the film began in March 1996, and many last-minute changes ensued throughout production. 5 months into the shoot, Sonnenfeld decided that the original ending with a humorous existential debate between Agent J and the Bug was unexciting, and lacked action, unlike the rest of the movie. Not surprising, that would have been rather boring. So eventually, it boiled down to the Bug eating Agent K and fighting J, replacing the animatronic that Rick Baker and his crew had developed with a computer-generated bug in appearance more similar to that of a cockroach. The whole sequence then cost $4.5 million extra to the filmmakers. The credits of Men in Black contain a name you might recognise. I talked about him in the last video, and that is production designer Bo Welch. He's married to actress Catherine O'Hara, and he's most known for his production works on Tim Burton movies, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, and Beetlejuice. His visions are very unique and distinct and apparent, and an asset to this franchise as he worked on all three movies. And another unmentioned Hollywood great is Rick Baker, known for his glorious creations in John Landis' American Werewolf in London, Gremlins 2, and Michael Jackson's Thriller. Baker was approached to create the prosthetic and animatronics, and Baker would describe the Men in Black as the most complex production in his career, requiring more sketches than all his previous movies put together.
Vincent D'Onofrio
Spent 6.5 hours every day in the makeup chair to achieve his alien in a human form, outer human hybrid. Yes, this is Vic Hoskins from Jurassic World. I've only just clocked. Having to have approval from both Spielberg and Sonnenfeld for the designs was a bit of playing mix and match with bodies and heads of aliens, but it earned Baker a nomination at the 70th Academy Awards
David Leroy Anderson and Rick Baker for Men in Black.
He provided both kooky and impressive visuals, which became a standout in his film catalogue. The puppet maquettes that were built by Baker were later digitised by Industrial Light and Magic, providing a more mobile version of the characters. If you're going ding ding ding, they are mahoosive. They worked on Jurassic Park, Phantom Menace, Empire Strikes Back, and if I'm correct, they did the tentacles and the crew and stuff for David Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean, which in my opinion is some of the most impressive special effects of the last 30-40 years. Incredible.
The flappers will move in and out like this, and they vibrate.
The story called for Mikey to panic, turn, and flee, but it became clear that running in stilts was not an option. So how'd they do it? By creating a computer-generated version of Mikey at ILM.
What we did is, we did a close-up of our character looking just like Rick's, changing to an evil face. Then there's a quick cut of the Rick Baker one, pushing a guy away. And then after that, the rest of the sequence is a computer graphics character running, jumping, and exploding.
And just like the last episode of Hollywood History, Danny Elfman is the composer, and he's responsible for the film's soundtrack. Variety magazine called the film soundtrack a technical marvel, giving credit to Elfman's always lively score. So impressive, he earned himself an Oscar nom, but lost out to the Full Monty in the 70th Oscar ceremony. The film also features a banging lead single from actor Will Smith. In advance of the film's theatrical release, its marketing campaign included more than 30 licensees. Gloob was the first to be licensed, in which they released various action figures of the film's characters and aliens. Eyewear brand Ray-Ban also partnered the film with a $5 to $10 million campaign on the television. That was not the way that went on the television. On the television.
In television.
Segment featuring Ray-Ban. Sunglasses for heroes.
The Men in Black, Agents J and K hunt down Mikey.
Nice disguise. Blast him!
Now Agent J spots trouble.
It's Alien Anchor jumping out of his skin. You're history.
Taking down aliens. The Men in Black. New Men in Black action figures and Scum of the Universe, each sold separately.
The film also inspired game releases, an animated series, and a more movie-accurate comic book adaptation released by Marvel. With Batman Forever and Jurassic Park The Lost World combined, Men in Black contributed to the third highest grossing weekend of all time. Grossed $250.6 million in the United States and Canada, and $338.7 million in other territories. Territories? That's such a weird word. For a worldwide total of $589.3 million. According to Hollywood Accounting, it said that the movie never turned a profit. So, going back to my initial question, do I think it is the science fiction action adventure movie of the decade? I mean, I personally don't. I think there's some massive contenders for this category. My favourite of the decade is Independence Day. I love it. I think it's marvellously executed. But let me know in the comments what you think the science fiction action adventure. Anyway, see you in next week's video.